7 U.S. Republican presidential candidates are debating again Wednesday night, each trying to break from the pack to become the main challenger to former President Donald Trump, who holds a commanding lead for the party's 2024 presidential nomination, even as he faces 4 criminal indictments. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Trump is snubbing the party-sponsored debate, just as he did last month's event. While his opponents debate at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in California, Trump is staging a political rally in Michigan, a Midwestern political battleground state where autoworkers are striking against the country's 3 biggest auto manufacturers. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than people visit the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California, September 26, 2023. On the eve of the second Republican presidential primary debate in the 2024 campaign. Trump is strategically figuring he has nothing to gain by appearing on the same debate stage as his opponents when national polling compiled by RealClearPolitics shows him with 56% support among Republican voters for the nomination and a 42 percentage point lead over his nearest challenger, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The 6 other Republicans on the debate stage, all registering with single-digit support in the polls, are former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, former Vice President Mike Pence, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. After the first debate, nationwide polling showed the former president actually widening his edge over his opponents, even as he faces the prospect of spending weeks in courtrooms in the first half of 2024, answering charges that he illegally tried to append his 2020 re-election loss to President Joe Biden and illegally retained highly classified national security documents when he left office in early 2021. Tough sell with Trump's majority support among the base of Republican voters. His opponents have been hard-pressed to convince voters they are a better choice to run against Biden, a Democrat seeking re-election. Among the debaters, only Christie has pointedly assailed Trump for the criminal charges he is facing. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, one other Republican contender who has attacked Trump and said he should drop out of the presidential nominating contest, failed to meet the criteria set by the Republican National Committee to be on Wednesday's debate stage. The requirements include having at least 3% support in 2 national opinion polls, or 3% in 1 national and 2 state polls from states holding their nomination contests early in the process: Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada and South Carolina. Candidates also need to have at least 50,000 unique financial donors and to sign a pledge saying they will support the person who emerges as the Republican nominee. Embed Share VOA on the scene. What to watch in the second Republican presidential debate. Embed Share. The code has been copied to your clipboard. Width px height px. University of Michigan debate coach Aaron Call told VOA that Wednesday's 7 debaters must directly take the fight to Trump, despite his absence, or else they risk simply rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, even if they continue to deliver solid performances. There is no hope for anyone to make up ground against Trump unless they engage him more directly. The candidates should remind Trump and the audience of the political penalty associated with skipping debates, Call said. The 7 candidates should point out that Trump's failure to fully participate in the primary could give Biden an excuse not to debate in the 2024 general election. This time around, everyone must maintain a laser-like focus on the frontrunner. Wednesday's debate is occurring 3.5 months before the first Republican voting party caucuses in the Midwestern state of Iowa, to be followed quickly by contests in other states. March 5. One key political date is March 5, when party primary elections are scheduled in more than a dozen states, one day after Trump's trial on election interference charges is set to start in Washington, a courtroom legal battle that could easily last for several weeks. A second trial, on the national security document allegations, is set to start May 20 in Florida. Republicans will formally choose their presidential candidate at a national convention in July. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. Instead of taking part in Wednesday's debate, Trump is scheduled to speak at a non-unionized auto parts supplier in Michigan. His visit there follows Biden's trip to the state on Tuesday, when he became the first sitting U.S. president to walk a picket line during a labor dispute. The United Auto Workers Union is asking for higher wages, shorter workweeks and pledges from automakers that jobs making electric cars will be unionized. Some information for this report came from the Associated Press and Reuters.